Hello. I just spent like the last 5 minutes trying to get this all squared and centered and make things look nice in my room so you guys have like a little nice view of where I do my videos. Make it a little bit cozy, as you can see, with my pink Himalayan salt rock and my fake succulents, because I like the look of plants, but I don't like real plants. Just don't like taking care of them, and they die and they get bugs, and it's just a whole thing. And then you just see like this crooked picture right here, which is actually me when I graduated college. So we'll just kind of chill that out there. You don't see it any. Oh, see, you saw it and I didn't. Okay. Anyway, okay. So as you guys know, I put up my introduction video a couple weeks ago, and well, actually, it's not a couple weeks ago. Let me start over with that. I put up my introduction video introducing my new channel. So welcome back to my channel, Internally Korean. If you are new here or old, either or, my name is Michaela and it's so nice to meet you, and I hope you really enjoy the content that I'm going to be putting on my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about K-pop. Let me write it like in big letters. K-pop. Are you guys ready to be popped and be popping in the Korean world? Are y'all ready for that? I know I'm ready to share that. So where I want to start with that is I want to share my experience with K-pop and just give you guys a little story. So honestly, I can go on for hours about K-pop culture, but I'm going to do that with you guys in the next 5 to 10 minutes because nobody got time for that. Okay, so I want to say it was my senior year of college, and I say that because I graduated a semester early, not that I got held back or anything like that, just so we all are clear. But it's my senior year of college, and I picked up one of my friends and my roommate from the airport, and she's been watching Asian dramas all summer long and says sending me pins on Pinterest like, oh my gosh this, oh my gosh that, and I'm like, okay, like that's cool, yeah. And she's like, just wait for it, Michaela, like it's coming. And I'm like, all right. So I pick her up from the airport, right? And I'm so excited to see her because I haven't seen her all summer long. And we were just having a really good time. Woke up, got her from the airport. It was a beautiful day. And we get back in the car after I pick her up from coming out of the arrivals section. And I'm from Arizona, so our airport is just, I don't know, airports just, when they're not small, I get lost. Like, I just do. It just happens. But anyway, we finally make our way out of the airport, and she turns on this music. And it had, like, some dope beats to it. I'm like, all right, okay. Have no idea what they're saying, but I like it. Like, they sound really good. Turns out it was BTS, which... Do I have anything? I do have something. 1 second here. Okay. So this is BTS right there. There's all your peoples. I will do a little short introduction of BTS for those of you who are new to the K-pop world or just have no idea who BTS is. So BTS includes 7 members. So I think oldest to youngest would be Jin. Oh my gosh. Jin, Suga, RM, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. I want to say that's the proper order. Not that their age does matter, but just kind of wanted to give you guys the rundown. So there's 7 members of this group. Those are their names that I just said. Those are their stage names, and then you have their real Korean names, which I won't get into that because that's probably, I mean, it's not irrelevant, but I don't feel like I need to explain it. So anyway, that's what we were listening to in the car was BTS, and I was like, who the heck is BTS? So she just continued to like play it, and I was like, I really like it, like it's good. Again, have no idea what they're saying, but it's good. So we were listening to it and all that jazz, and then Well, actually, well, yeah, then I watched my first K-drama, but that will be the next video because I want to give you guys my experience of K-dramas as well. And I want to hear from you guys, just like with this video with introducing K-pop. I want to hear what kind of K-pop you're into, what kind of other Asian music you're into. And even if you don't like K-pop or any Asian music, please still comment down below what kind of music you like, because that's not my only vibe. Some of my favorite American artists probably Halsey. I love me some Halsey. Cardi B. Ooh, cannot get enough of Ariana Grande. Like, honestly, that's one of my alter egos. It's a vibe for me. Like, love me some Grande. Law, when I'm feeling my hipster acoustic, well, he's not acoustic, but my hipster, like, just vibey self. Like, I love me some Law. Lainey. Who else do I listen to? Justin Bieber, his new album, y'all, smacked. Like, it was so good. Especially Available and is it Intentions? I think it's Available Intentions. But yeah, all that to say, like, K-pop is not the only thing I listen to. So please, I would love to hear what other stuff you guys listen to and any recommendations as well. But back to the point. So I'm listening to BTS and all that jazz. Super good. And then it really didn't like catch me at first. Like, I was like, yeah, they're cool to listen to, but I'm not like, oh my god, BTS. Y'all wait for it. Okay, so I'm going to explain K-pop with the analogy of an octopus. Okay, so you know how an octopus has its little sucker cups, right? That's how K-pop is, because K-pop culture, the entertainment culture, the entertainment business, they're very smart people. They know what they're doing. And it's the same game in every single country, and every single culture. It is the same game. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. So back to the sucker cups, right? So an octopus, it wants something to get stuck in its sucker cups. Like, that's why it has it, so it can capture stuff. I think y'all know where I'm going here. So that's what K-pop does. It captures you. And then you're just stuck to it because it wants you. And then eventually, as you're in those sucker cups of the octopus, you want it. So not only does K-pop get attached to you, you get attached to K-pop. Let me explain. A couple months go by, right? And, you know, I'm starting listening to K-pop and stuff like that. BTS wasn't the only band that I was listening to at that time. Some of the first bands that I started off with was Twice, Blackpink, Mamamoo, let's see what else, GOT7, IU. I'll leave it there because honestly I can go on and on, but definitely check out those artists, and I will definitely put them down below so you can go check them out as well, giving you their Spotify accounts and all that jazz. If I was in a K-pop group, it would definitely be Twice because they're super cutesy and I'm all about it. Look at how adorable I am. So I would have fit in perfectly. It would have been awesome. But yeah, so that's who I was listening to and stuff. And then a couple months later, as I was listening, so my roommate that I was telling you about that I picked up from the airport, Amani, we also had another roommate who we were living with in college, and her name was Cam, and she's been into K-pop for years, like way before us. Oh, SHINee was another group as well. Definitely will put them down below as well. And she was telling Amani, like, you don't know BTS names? Like, you don't know their names? Who's your bias? Who's this? Who's that? What's that? And Amani was like, what? And then she tells me this, and then I find myself sitting on the weekends watching videos about the K-pop world and about BTS. I have no idea what's going on. So a bias, for example, ladies and gentlemen, so you have this group, so I'll use BTS since I've been using them, and your bias is like, that's your guy, like that's your dude, like ride or die. So when I first started to get into BTS, I would say it was around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. I was watching a music video and all 7 of them are dancing, and I see J-Hope and I'm like, it's like, that is mine, thank you very much. And God made the Asians, like, I kid you not, like I was just like memorized. I was like, oh my god, he's so pretty. And y'all, he's a very pretty boy. I was like, how did that even get made? Like, what? So I like, instantly was like just memorized by J-Hope. I'm like, okay, that's my bias, because Cam told me I couldn't have V, which was her bias, and Suga, and then Amani told me I couldn't have Jimin. So this is what happens in the whole K-pop world. You fight over boys and stuff. Nothing new. So I chose J-Hope because I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is like me, and he's like just reminds me a lot of me and my personality, so I'm gonna choose him. And it was a good choice, y'all. It was a very good choice. So that happened, and then I start like kind of studying BTS a little bit, like, because I honestly, y'all, don't be that stereotypical person that thinks all Asians look alike, because they don't in the slightest. Their features are so distinct, it's not even funny. Because honestly, I can look at all 7 members of BTS from behind and tell you who is who. You can take a picture of just their eyes or just their mouth, and I can tell you just by looking at their eyes or their mouth who is who. That's how good I've gotten, guys. That's how good. I'm still trying to distinguish, like, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, because they do have, each people group has different distinct features, and I've gotten pretty good at it, if I do say myself, but I can totally be wrong at the same time. I just see that you're Asian, and I'm like, I want to be your friend, and I can speak Chinese and Korean if you can speak Chinese and Korean, you know, some ni hao and some annyeonghaseyo, you know, whatever's your flavor fave. And if you're not either of those, teach me, because I'm willing to learn. Anyway, besides the point, see, this is what happens. I just get so excited to talk that I forget, and I just go off track. So excuse me for a minute while I back it up and get back on track with y'all. Oh yeah, so I studied them and everything, and I learned their names, and I was able to tell them apart. I was very, very proud of myself, because I wanted to get into something, because I have the type of personality where when I get like into something, I get into something like hard, and then it just kind of goes from there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I went to my first BTS concert last year for my 22nd birthday with Amani, and it was the best experience. Like, honestly, my favorite birthday yet. It was just on another level. It was on another level. But like I said, God, going back to the Korean octopus, they want to latch to you. And then eventually, because of what they got in their little sucker cups, you're going to want to latch to them. And you want to know what else happens? Those sucker cups have stuff in them. I don't know what kind of stuff it is, but it's stuff. And it gets in your head. Like, it just changes you as a person, and it makes you go cray cray. And what I mean by that is, like, honestly, guys, like, I didn't even know who BTS was, and once I got involved in BTS, I saw BTS everywhere. I was living out of the country for 5.5 months. I just got back in January. I saw BTS in the Middle East. I saw BTS in Greece. I saw BTS in England. And I'm just like, everywhere I turn, there's just BTS. And then I meet those girls like, oh, you like BTS? Who's your bias? And it's like, oh, and then I fangirl out, and it's just a whole experience, guys. It's a whole thing. It's a whole deal. And that's what I mean by the sucker cups. Like, that's what the sucker cups will do to you. And some girls have it worse than others, where they just go entirely cray cray and lose their minds. I would say I'm right in the middle of that. I got a tattoo to prove it. You know, literally was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna marry J-Hope. Like, this man needs me in his life. Like, he got another thing coming. Like, I've calmed down a lot since then. But, you know, the entertainment world, like, knows that, and they get girls latched like no other. Because something else in the K-pop world, so a lot of the K-pop bands, I would say about 95%, if not more, because you do have some solo K-pop people, but a lot of the groups, they have, I don't even know how to describe it, like, they have names for their following. So for BTS, for example, their fans are called ARMY, and there's some crazy ARMY people out there, you know, and one of you guys may be ARMY, and no disrespect whatsoever, because I'm an ARMY member as well, but we all experience it differently. So it's all good, all love, we're all in this together. It's good. Let's see, was there anything else that I wanted to share with you guys? I think that's it. I think I gave you guys the basic rundown of how K-pop culture works. There's definitely more that goes into it. You have merchandise, you have concerts, you have stuff on Pinterest. Like, it's a whole thing, guys. BTS has their own Barbie dolls. Like, what is that? what is that? So yeah, if you're interested, like definitely watch this video. Even if you're not, still watch this video, because I would love for your like and your following and your view, most definitely. But yeah, I hope that whether you are in the K-pop, or I hope that whether you've been in the K-pop world for a while or you are new to it, that you'll definitely check out some of the bands that I mentioned and comment and let me know what your K-pop experience has been. And that's about all I have for you guys. And before I go, I do want to play a song for y'all because I got a new artist that I need to brag about because this girl is fire. So hang on one second.